So airport is the second one. Transfer.
Yeah.
So you after selling price on this.
Yeah.
Okay. 3-1. And you're charging per person.
Yes.
Okay. So before we start, do you have any packages buying from supplier? Do you have any tour that buying from supplier? You don't need to give me first. Answer my question first. Answer my question. Answer my question.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. How many of them? Many? Not many? Half? Okay. So start.
You want to have some?
I can have some. You can give me.
Don't
We
forget
can
to
do a fast one. Actually, it's quite similar with what we've done yesterday.
คือจากกรุงเทพอ่ะเอาเอกชนต้องเป็นเอกชนที่เลยเป็นแบบไม่ได้กินไม่ใช่กำลังจะแพร่เชื้อไม่ได้
ต่อครับ
อยากกินบุฟเฟ่ต์
ไปสิ
ไปสิมีนาwe can start from there we start from the transfer first
ถ้าเกิดwe have แล้วนึกเอาอยู่
ไปแล้วไปแล้วไปแล้วก็ถึงแล้วครับทุกท่าน
เลือกเอาเลย
ไม่ใช่ความเป็นตัวสิ
เราไม่ได้ทำแบบเขาเลยใช่ไหม
มีไม่ได้ฟังกลับไปบ้านก่อน
มันชาป่ะอะไรอ่ะปกติก็ออย
สุดท้ายเขาบอกว่าสัญลักษณ์ค่ะ
อะไรของพวกเธอ
แล้วก็เมื่อกี้ทั้งหมดเป็นของแต่รุน
รุน
อะไรอย่างเงี้ยที่ใส่รุน
จัญลักษณ์อะไรจัญลักษณ์ไม่รู้เรื่อง
มันชาถ้าเอาหรือเอาไว้ฉันเต็มให้หมดจะขึ้นมาสำหรับ
แล้วทำไมรู้เรื่องจะ
โค
รู้
ง
ยัง
ไง
ไง
มีโคงเกิดอันนี้ให้เขาเปิดไงให้เขาอันนี้ก็มาแล้วพออันนี้เราอันนี้นะ
ครับอีก
ขับแขกก็มี
เดี๋ยวนั้นจะมา
ใช่เดี๋ยวมันจะต้องไปกระบี่ต้องไป
Then we start. So the packaging that's for who is the supplier? Who is the supplier?
ทางไอแลนด์กระบี่
we have already and clear
But this is not.
อันนั้นเป็นฮาลีป่ะ
This is a costing or selling price.
เซลลิ่งไพรส์เซลลิ่งไพร
Selling
ส์
price, right? So do you have contract of supplier?
อะไรตัวอะไรวะ
เอาไปดู I can tell you like one by one ไหม
Okay. Then we continue. So the way of creating your supplier packaging is the same like how we do yesterday. Then you have to create them as a supplier first and then to product. Okay. So the step will be exactly the same. You need to have the supplier. So the supplier name.
การไปร้าน
How to spell?
we
T
have
R A N
we have clear already about this
So they are the supplier. Okay. Travex. Krabi. Let me just check.
เข้าไปกับพี่
Target is not there yet.
No
Okay.
not Travex กระบี่ is Trans Island
ทางไอแลนด์
Trans T R A N S
Try something.
T R A N S
T R A N S.
ไอแลนด์ทางไอแลนด์แล้วเมื่อวาน
ทางเขาเหรอ
ใช่
เดี๋ยวนี้มี
มีเขายังไม่ได้หา
Correct.
He said he created Trans Iceland service already yesterday.
But I don't see the supplier. Let me double check. Yeah, it's already there. Okay, so I have the supplier already. So in the products, I will just insert new one. Okay, so this is in Krabi. Okay, service here you will see two related to package, one called day tour, DT, one called package tour. So package tour is multi-days tour. day tour is half day, full day, or any day, any tours within 1 day. So this is day tour, I think. 8:30 to 3 p.m. So this is day tour. Okay, supplier is Trans Island. Okay, description, the tour name
กระบี่
is in Spanish.
ใช่อันนี้สเปนิชอ่ะอันเนี้ยอะไรวะลากูน่าเหรอ
Okay, okay.
Krabi Laguna.
อันนี้ทางเกาหลีอะไรไม่ได้อันนี้โมชั่นอังกฤษก็ไม่รู้ด้วย
ใช่นี่ดีเวอร์ชันอังกฤษดีมาก
ฮาร์เดย์ซิตี้ทัวร์นี่ฮอตสปริงแอนด์เอเมอรัลด์ลากูนทัวร์
Hot Spring
นะคะ
and
แอนด์เอเมอรัลด์ลากูนทัวร์
Mineral.
เอเมอรัลด์
E M E R A L D Emerald Lagoon
Emerald. Emerald. Correct. Lagoon. Correct.
yes
Okay?
R A ใช่ไหม R A L D
this correct
Correct.
โอ้
มีแว่นแล้วก็
Okay, so the code here, you just based on the description here to do the code. Okay, so it's important, but the important here is the service category. Okay, this is not package. Okay, package is something else. I will show you.
Not package, but have to select package.
No, it's not package.
ต้องนั้น
It's not package. Okay, so package is for something else. I will show you. This is non-accommodation. So as long as this is the tours that is buying from supplier, okay, and they are arrange everything, you don't involve in any arrangement, you just buy as a whole like what you have, is non-accommodation, and because you are charging purpose.
ถ้าส่งซัพพลายเออร์ใช้เป็นนอนในคอมมิชชั่น
ใช่
ใช่ไหม
ใช่
ถ้าเป็นเราทำใช้เป็นแพ็กเกจ
package we will talk about that one later.
อ๋อโอเค
So
โอนเดท
non-accommodation. Okay, so the steps is the same. Okay, you have to tell the locality, you have to tell the class. You can say this is private or same coach. There are two here, so I will just create one called private, and you have to do another one for same coach if you need that. Okay, so price rules you are charging per person tour. You are not charging driver and day. Okay, policies, cancellation rules, FOC is the same. So pax break here, you are charging per person, so you will have 1 to 1,
1
2 to 2, 3 to 7,
8 up
8 maximum. Okay, so you will have a maximum here for 999. So what you can do it here, you can't change it here. You can't change it here because this is what you have. Okay, so after 15, what do you do? Normally,
โน
you charge the same price, 1,000.
like here you charge the same price
You will charge the same price on the last one. Okay, so this is the last one. Okay, so the pricing is the same. This is the Spanish market, I believe.
สเปนิช
Okay, so the pricing is from
แจนอัน
worldwide or Spanish.
we should put in more
If this pricing can be for worldwide, then worldwide.
because we can sell to everyone so worldwide
Yes, worldwide.
สรุปแบบเป็นโมบายนะ
ใช่ because มัน within the spring database อยู่แล้วอะ
Right.
เพราะเขาไม่ได้ specific contact supply size เพราะฉะนั้น
That have some space to put the language.
Language for what?
ไม่อันเนี้ยแอบงงว่ามันจะเบสกับเซอร์วิสหรือจะเบสกับซัพพลายเออร์
Yes, there is.
เข้าใจหนูปะ
มันต้องเป็นอันนี้มันเป็น costing
ไม่แต่มันต้องใส่เซลลิ่งมานะ
มันเป็น
Cost and selling.
คอร์สแอนด์เซลลิ่งเนี่ยไงมันถึงจะต้องเป็นสเปนหรือเปล่า
แต่ว่าไอ้เคอร์ชันเนี้ยมันสามารถใช้ได้กับทุกคนมันก็ต้องเป็นโมบายไม่
ไม่
ใช่
ถูกบางวันเขาหมายถึงว่าในหน้าที่เรากำลังสร้างเนี่ยเรามีทั้งคอร์ส
เรา
เซ
เซ
ล
ล
ลิ่
ลิ่
ง
งมันไม่แยกกัน
มันก็ต้องสร้างมาสองงานถ้าพี่บอกว่า
ขายได้ทั้งหมด
ขายได้ทั้งหมด
ว่าเราขายได้เราขายได้ทั้งหมดอ
ส
ยู่
เป
แล้ว
นิชด้วยเพราะ
เรา
ว่า
ขายได้ทั้งหมดราคาเดียวกัน
เอาไม่งั้นเนี่ยในเอเจนต์สเปนสเปน
ต้องเป็นเวอร์ไว
เพราะว่าราคามันขายได้ทั้งหมดราคาเดียวกันเพราะว่าในนี้ว่าเขาจะบอกว่า
ว่าเอ
เอ
เจ
เจ
น
น
ต์
ต์
ให้เบสไปเลยสเปนเวอร์ไวด์เพราะยังไง
เพราะว่าทุก
Spain or worldwide?
the same price worldwide
It's the same price. Okay, so pricing is the same. VAT, percent, and the rates. Okay, so you have to put the per person rate for one costing first.
Costing one pack is 4,760 baht.
460. So So selling is 6190. For two,
It's 2,860 baht.
800.
Sorry, 2,800 baht.
มันแพงกว่าวะ
Okay, so this
327,
327,
327,
3640.
30% แล้ว
Are we
2,130
seeing
baht.
the same? Are we seeing for 3%?
2,130 baht.
20 baht. Last one.
Mhm.
Last one.
The last one is 1,320 baht. So I'm wrong now.
Yes, I'm right. Okay, so child is the same price.
50% discount.
50% discount. 4760, 50%.
Continue.
Okay, so no need calculate. Okay, there is a settings here. Let's say you are doing in the tax rate here. Let's say you are doing
อ๋อมัน
50%.
มีเซ็ตใช่เลย
There is a settings here that allow you to do 50%. Okay, so if you save, you will apply 50%. Infant, same price.
จริงๆมันมีหมดไง
Do we have this function on the
For room, no. That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
So I hope you will get something soon. Okay. Infant, free.
ฟรี
So I see. Okay. So if you have any descriptions that you want to mention about this tour, okay, what you can do here, there's the content, product notes. You can insert a new one here under product description. Okay. So this will be in English. This will be in English.
Can we copy from the word
Can.
format and
Can.
paste it?
Okay. So if you have already soft copy, just copy and paste. Okay. So if there's any case you want to mention Spanish description, what you can do here, you can insert another one. There's one already created for Spanish. Okay, ES is for Spanish. So this is the Spanish. Okay. So in the documentations wise, we will just base on the document output, whichever there is a program into English document or Spanish document. Okay, so this is exactly the same like what we are doing. Any question? Okay, very straightforward, right? Okay. Now go to the digital. Okay, so package. Just now when we are doing package is something in the system. It's referring the package that you arrange everything. Okay, it can be day tour, it can be excursion, it can be multi-day tour. Okay, it can be transfer packaging also. Okay, so as long as you are compiling services into a bundle, into a package, into a tour, this is referring to package in the system. Okay, so I will show you how to do that. It looks very complicated at the very beginning. Okay, but when you get used to it, actually quite convenient for you to use. So under products, don't be afraid on that one. Okay, try to get the logic, the steps. If you don't remember that, we have document for you to remember steps. Okay, but try to get used to the logic. Okay, so under products, there is one section called PCM package setup. If you click into it, it will open a PCM module. Okay, PCM module stands for pre-costed module. Okay, in this module, we can actually do three things: set up a package private, set up package for SIC, and do the quotations. Okay, so I will only cover the first one, while the quotations will be covered in the next stream. Okay, you will notice throughout the creations, you will notice that some of the function is actually for quotation. Okay, those settings we can actually ignore. So in the PCM package setup, you see the interface here is quite similar. We have the FIT, you won't be able to insert anything on that. If you click on the insert new PCM here, okay, the system will ask you to insert the mandatory fields. Okay, so the name here is, I'm trying to do the transfer package. Transfer from airport. Okay, so base date, okay, can be any base date. Okay, the base date here is just for us to see the costing later on. So So it can be any base date. So I will put 2020, 1st of 2020. Okay, PCM status leave it in progress, but you can actually choose either package private or package SIS. Okay, quotation just leave it first, short itinerary just leave it. So I'm trying to do a package private. Okay, you'll see you have to select an agent. Okay, you don't need to select any actual agent because at this stage I am creating the package for everyone. So we need an agent called Travex. Okay, similar like what we're doing for supplier. You need a supplier for yourselves whenever you do not know who is the agent. Okay, so I go back to the tab financial debtors. Okay, this is only one time work. So I will just call one called PRV travel. Okay, any name you want to put, you can change this one later on. So this is Thai baht. Okay, pricing is important. So let's say you want to see this one as Spain worldwide. Okay, as a base, you can leave it here. Allocation, probably I can also assign general. Okay, other than that, it's fine. Okay, so I'll come back here. I won't see it immediately. I will have to refresh this one. Refresh. Okay, repeat the same. First gen, private, agent, you will see Travis. Okay, currency, this is for you to check costing later on. Okay, so I will stick to Thai baht. Other than that, don't need to select. Okay, I click OK. The system will give you an overview on what you have. Okay, so this is just give you an overview, the name, the agent, the status, the base date, who the one that created this PCM. Okay, so if this has been set correctly, this will be showing your name. So anything about the PCM name, the status, the agent can be changed here. Okay, other than that, you don't need to change anything. Okay, you will also see a text range on the right hand side. By default, it will create five text range in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 for you to check the costing. But you can actually keep adding any text range that you want. So in this case, later on I will check a total cost of 15. Okay, this will be helping you to check the costing of this text range. But of course, for quotation, this is also useful for you to do quotation from multiple text range. But at this stage, it's only helping you to check the costing based on this number of text. Okay, so if you prefer to see more, you can keep adding yourself. Okay, so I have 13. If you don't like, you can just remove it. Okay, don't need to pay attention on the export driver guide markup and commission tax for quotation. Okay, you only need to pay attention on the number of text stuff. Any questions so far? Okay. Okay, so once I created a PCM, I need to insert the service into my PCM. Okay, so what I need to do here, I can actually go into the itinerary screen. Okay, similar like what you did in the FIT actually. You just insert whatever services that is needed in this package. Okay, I'm trying to do a transfer in package, so I will have a transfer in. Okay, so you just need to find that particular service. Okay, find products, airport to hotel. This is a service that I have entered last few days. So I book and save. To average. Okay, one service has been entered. Exactly the same like how you do in FIT. So the next one is actually guide. So I'm just insert guide 3D Bangkok. When you are trying to do package for transportation and for guide, okay, you shouldn't choose the actual one. Okay, because at the point that you do the packaging, you will not know who is your actual supplier. That's why we need tours guide or transportation to be created under Travex operations first, so that we can change this one to the actual supplier. Okay, so this is transfer in out, so I book. Okay, and what is ATDA? What is ATDA? ATDA.
อ๋อแอตตา
What is
in
that?
the airport อะไป
Parking.
ของ
No, no,
Entrance.
parking is an ATA is in the
Entrance.
this is for the association that we have to pay.
Oh, okay, okay. Understand.
For the
So,
arrival clients, when business,
Yes.
when business.
yes. So you have also expressway, ATA, invisible cost.
No need to put it. We don't have.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay. And tip water. Okay, so you need to have auto services here. So I will just do a quick one for expressway. So I will just insert one under miscellaneous. Okay, you are the supplier. Okay, because you are paying on the spot expressway. Okay, so you will have expressway. Yeah, you can call it expressway. Okay, this is now accommodation. Sale. Okay, so you're not charging per person, you're charging per group. Okay, if you are unsure, if it is unlimited, one time off only, do it 9. Okay, so going to the rates here. If the pricing here never change, you can put something until 31st December 29. Okay. Expressway 75 130 205. Correct. 70 135. What's the difference?
expressway ใช่ไหม
Chai.
For the small van is 75 baht for van, but for bus is 130
Okay,
baht.
so we need a tax break here. When is up until 7, right?
yes
Then after that is different. Okay, so 1 to 7 when is
no
up?
75ไม่ใช่ 75 yes
Larger one
8
130.
ใช่ป่ะ
Correct.
yes
Chai 130. Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So this is expressway. So I can also do one called ATA.
ATA
ATA is 15 per person.
yes
Okay, so I can do it. Another one is still miscellaneous. I call it ATA. Okay, ATA.
for in ใช่
เพราะว่ามันเป็นสิ่งที่เราต้องจ่ายให้กับธนาคาร
เหมือนค่าภาษีอย่างนี้ค่าเหยียบที่เขา
ค่าสมาคมที่แบบเขาดูแข่งให้
แต่เขาก็ไม่ได้ดูแลอะไรเขาปะ
เขาจะช่วยถ้าในกรณีที่แขกมาแล้วไม่เจอใครเขาจะช่วยจับแขกพวกเรานั้นฉะนั้นเราต้องเสียให้เขา
เหมือนต้องไปเอาใบคลา
จะจับไม่ได้เลยไม่ต้องช่วยก็ตามแต่ว่ามันเป็นเหมือนเป็นอักเรดนี้
แต่อันนี้หนูไม่เคยใส่ในโทแพนนะ
เพราะแขก
ฉันไม่เคยผูกในโทแพนนะ
มันยังไม่เคยทำอะไรว่าทานเฟิร์มต้องมีต่อมาทุกอันเลย
ทานเฟอร์ไม่ต้องใส่คอร์สแบบนี้ทานเฟอร์ใส่แค่คอร์สกับเซลล์ไม่ต้องผูกอะไร
ไม่รู้
คอยว่ากัน
ปกติทำเนสเลชั่นไง
เอาวิธีใส่ก่อนเดี๋ยวค่อยคุยกัน
So I have all in place. So I back to the package here. Okay, so the element that I'm missing here is expressway, ATA, and T-porter. Okay, so I will just insert. So you can actually select multiple service types to search. Okay, but I'm searching miscellaneous here. So search. Okay, so in this case, ATA, expressway, and T-porter is actually some things that I have to choose. Okay, so instead of group one by one, you can actually hold. So when you hold, that means you are holding the services here. Okay, so you are holding 3 services. So when I save, it's actually helping me to save 3 services at the same time. Okay, so if there's any case you want to release, you can release. So if I click book now, system will ask me to save one by one to confirm everything. Okay, so the first one is ATA, the second one expressway, and the third one is T-porter. Okay, so I will have 5 services entered. you notice that the system will actually enter the service with the date. This is something I've not explained in FID. The day here when you're creating new service, the day here is actually based on your base date or travel date. So if it's day 1 of your base date, this will be day 1. If this is 2nd January, because this is 2nd day based on your base date or travel date, this will be day 2. This is referring to day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And the right hand side here is referring to sequence. Okay, the sequence here is helping you to arrange the products. In the itinerary screen here, everything should be inserted by sequence, okay, in the correct order. So every time when I insert a service, the system will leave it a gap of sequence 10 in between. So the first service that I'm trying to enter here will be sequence 10, sequence 20, 30, 40, 50. If I try to enter another service now on day or after this one will be sequence 60. Okay, so the number 7 service will be 70, 80, 90, blah 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 blah. Okay, so it is by system, but of course if there's anything, the reason why there is a gap in between here, 110, 120, 30, 40, 50 is in case you've forgotten any service in between, then you can still slot it. So let's say if in between in day 1 you might not see the impact, but let's say if this is transfer arrival, accommodation, and then day tour, you need to arrange everything in sequence. So if there's anything you want to insert in between, you can actually insert 115. And I show you. So let's say I have another miscellaneous in between, maybe parking fee. Okay, I insert into 115. You will see I insert into in between here. So you will see the everything will be arranged in order.
อ๋อ มันก็คือเป็นแกลบระหว่างบรรทัดที่
คือ
10 ถึง
อันแรก
20
เดย์คือวันที่เท่าไหร่เธออยากให้ง่ายแล้วในวันนั้นอ่ะซีเควนต์ก็คือจะเอาอะไรก่อนอะไรก่อนไม่คือสมมติว่าจะแทรกอันไหนก็ต้องใส่เข้าไปก่อนหน้านั้นมากก่อนหน้าอันที่มันมีเช่นจะเอาก่อนหน้า15ก็เป็น13ก็
สม
ได้
มติว่าแล้วถ้าเราจะสามารถสวอปโดยที่สมมติเรามีอยู่แล้วเราไม่ได้ตั้งใจว่าเราอยากจะสลับขึ้นลงก็คือได้
เข้าไปเปลี่ยนของซีเควนซ์ให้มันมากกว่าให้มันน้อยกว่าซีเควนซ์ที่เรา
ไม่
อ
ถึ
ยาก
งถ้าสมมติเราเป็นอันที่มันมีอยู่ในซิสเต็ม
ใช่
เราจะสวอปก็สวอ
ใช่
ป
สมมติว่ามี2อันนี้ใช่ไหมถ้าอยากเอาอันนี้ขึ้นมาอันบนอันนี้เลข10อยู่อันนี้เลข15เธอก็ต้องเข้าไปเปลี่ยนอันนี้เป็นเลข9แล้วมันก็จะเด้งกลับขึ้นไปข้างบน
อันนี้ขนาดหมายถึงว่ามันจะมีเวในการที่แบบสามารถคลิกสวอปแล้วมันก็คือเปลี่ยนได้ออโตเมติกได้ไหม
ไม่ได้ต้องเปลี่ยนเลขทุกครั้ง
มันถ้าเปลี่ยนเลขบรรดาที่ใส่อันนี้ใช่ไหมพี่ตั้มเวลาที่หนูใส่อะเป็น1 2 3 4เลขก็เลย
ถ้าอย่างนั้นคือ
คิดเหมือนฉันนะ
ใช่ใช่
ขึ้นลงเนี่ย
ใช่
ขึ้นลงได้ไหม
เพราะว่าอย่างนั้นมันจะมีแบบเหมือนขึ้นลงอันนี้ขึ้นลงเนี่ย
ลากขึ้นลง
We
ไม่ได้
are thinking about do we have the tool that we move
Yes, there is,
element.
there is
ใช่ไหม
going there.
That's why.
Okay, so
โอเคเดี๋ยวทำอะไรดูละ
so sequence number here you can't duplicate on the same day. So if you have already something on 110, if you try to select something again in 110, it won't allow you to do that. So it can be any number in between here if you're trying to insert service here. So it can be 11 up to 19. So you can treat this one as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the reason why it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 because you can slot in service in between.
This is default from the system right 10
Default.
20 30
Yes. So imagine that if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, if you want to slot in service in between, it's very difficult. You have to move the services to other number and then only you can slot in. Okay?
sequence can as small 50
Can more than that.
เอาเหรอ
More than that.
There's
There's no
เยอะ
limit.
ขนาดนั้นเลยเหร
There's
อ
no
เจ
limit
อ
on this
7 วัน
number.
8อะไรนะเจอ
There's
เจอ
no
อันไหน
limit.
อ่ะ9 day
มีมากกว่า50ไลน์
เออ
It can be done. There's no problem. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say on day 2, okay, the system will again starting with 10. This is the first sequence that you have in every day. So day 3 again you will be starting with 10. Okay. So you will be starting with 10. Second service in day 3 will be 20, 30. That's why you will see this one will be day sequence, day sequence, day sequence. So day 2 you will see 210, 220, 230. Day 3 you will see 310. Okay.
That because I
Okay.
in between if we finish to put the element or element
You can change.
in extreme but in between the period we just want to remove some element
Can be done.
can
Going there.
just wondering that we have this
Okay. Okay, I continue. So if there's any case you want to change the sequence in between, you want to switch this one, transfer in the guide fee. I show the service first. If you want to have the guide fee to be appearing at the very first service instead of you want to see transfer in first, what you can do it here, you can click on the particular service, you will see a service detail, okay, like FIT. And you can change the date of course, and there's a place here for you to change the sequence. So looking back on the itinerary here, the first service is 110. I want to move this one guide fee to be appearing before. You can just change this one to be any number before 10. So if you click on the arrow here, you will see all of the services that you have here. So if you want to change some things in between, you can click on this one. But of course, you can still override the number here to be something earlier than 10. Okay, so if I save, it will move that particular service to the first.
Can be any number, right?
Can be any number in between. So you will see,
that way
yes.
ไม่หนึ่งวันจะมี50 ลาย
So you will see
เพราะใน1 วันได้50 ใช่ปะ
ใช่แล้วที่สองที่สามต้องเปลี่ยนเมื่อกี้หนูเข้าใจแล้วเพราะว่าที่บอกว่าแบบว่าถ้าเป็นเดย์ถัดไปเนี้ยมันก็จะได้50ก็คือ
okay. So you can change any number. The service will be appearing back to first line. So if I click on this one and change back to 20, it will switching back to the second line. Okay, so if there's any case any services here has been entered wrongly, it shouldn't be there. What you can do here, you can click on the particular service line. On the top there is a delete service button. Okay, you can just remove this one and yes, it will allow you to do that even though it has been used in the booking. Okay, so the list of the services here, you can check the location, service supplier, product description, and the date, and the cost. Okay, so if I'm checking on the cost, okay, I remove the cell because the cell is not important for now. Okay, so you'll be able to check the cost by day. Okay, you can even check the cost in detail by click on the particular service. Okay, you will click on the cost screen here, you will see the cost based on different pack split. Okay, you will see this is the pack split that I defined in the earlier one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7.
So for the package we have to put as a default for diver and guide tip.
No, not necessary. This is for quotations. Okay, so just leave it. Okay, so you don't need to change anything on this screen because this is for quotation. Okay, for now it's mainly for you to check the cost whether it's correct or not. So you will be able to check the cost for one. So system charging one group in one way. Okay, how much is the cost? Okay, left hand side here is actually referring to sell. But at this module, when we are doing package, the selling price is not coming from here. So you can just ignore the selling price here. Check on the cost. Okay, so you will see the cost per person how much. For two, one vehicle, one way cost for the 2 person total and per person how much and VAT how much. And if I'm checking 7 is still the same. Okay, but if you have more than that, let's say I have 15 or 30 something, you will see the cost here different because the cost is different based on the car type. Okay, I can do a quick one. So let's say I want to add a new pack split here. I can go back to PCM details, general setup here. This is the place where I have entered all of the things. Okay, so it's the same thing after I save the PCM. So I will just insert one for 15.
This is place that you add packs
Yes.
at the hotel.
Yes. Slightly different, but similar.
Idea is the same. Right?
Yes, quite similar. Okay, so transfer in. So if I check the cost here again, if I check on the 15, you will see the cost for 15 is different because it's actually taking a larger vehicle, so you will have 2,700 for that vehicle, and total cost is this price, per person is this price, this is VAT. Okay, you can check service by going back to the itinerary screen here, click on the particular service line. Okay, you can check the cost of the guide fee. Again, check only the guide cost, okay, not the selling price. Instead of click into the itinerary, click one by one, you can also navigate by using the next and previous buttons here. So if I click previous, next buttons here, it will go to the next service. So now I'm in the ECA service. If I click next, it will be in expressway. If I click on the next, it will go to the portal. If I am in the last service, if I click again, it will go to the first service again. Okay, so you can click next to navigate the services.
They have a total for all.
Going there.
Just wondering that.
Okay, so I have all. Let's say I have already inserted all of the services that I have in this particular package. What I can do here, instead of checking the service by service, the cost screen here service by service, what I can do here, there's a place for me to change, to check the total cost. So under PCM details, the general setup is the place where we edit all of the PCM information, including tax rate. Markup commission is the place where you check the total cost per person. Okay, so you will see the list of the services. Again, I switch on the service type. Okay, are you okay? Okay, so you have a list of the services, transfer in, guide, miscellaneous. Okay, you check the cost per person. Okay, forget about the markup on the right hand side here. As I say, when we are doing packaging, the selling is not coming from here. We are only taking the cost. So you will see total cost per person for 1, total cost per person for 2. Everything here is per person. Total per cost for 3, 4, 7, 15. And this is how you see of the costing per person. Okay, any question? Okay, if there's any case you want to change the base date here, let's say if some things that you want to change, I do not want to see it based on 1st of January. Under itinerary, there is a screen here for you to, there is a button here for you to change the date. So when you change the base date, you can change this one to be any date, let's say 2nd of February. So if I save, click yes, you okay? Everything will be changing to the new base date, okay? 1st of February, everything will be changing to 1st of February, okay? When you
is kind of like an amended date.
in the booking, this it will be travel date. Okay, means departure date.
You get like first they book at the 1st of Jan, but this change.
This
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
a condition.
That's for
service they check in
for-
check out.
that's for travel date. But in the package, base date here is for you to check the cost. Okay,
Example
it's
day.
not the actual. Yeah, it's a reference date. Okay, so it's not really a travel date yet. So in the change base date here, there is also an option for you to retain the current service date. So when I check this one, the base date here will be changing to the new date, which is 1st of January, but all of the services here will be retained as February. So if I save, you will see this one will be changing to base date of 1st of January, but all of the services is remain the same. Okay, this is different whether you check or uncheck. Okay, any question? Okay, we need to try. So it's not complete yet, but you try first. Try to open a PCM, try to insert all of the services into your PCM and check the costing that you have. Okay, try now.
Okay, I see.
You try to do a short one first, okay, so that you know how to insert the services into the package.
ของจริงรู้ที่เราของโซนเอ็กซ์เพรสชั่นของ
เมื่อวานให้ไปยังอ่ะ
มีเลย
ก็มีโรงแรมชั้นภูเก็ต
แต่ว่าเธอก็ต้องไปสร้างคอมโพเนนต์ใหม่นะครับเพื่อจะได้ตามที่เราต้องการ
วันนั้นอันนี้คือการเปิดอินเอาไม่ใช่หรอ
ก็ทั้งเมื่อกี้
Can do half day tour, transfer in out transfer packaging up to you
คืออันนี้คือ1 point เหมือนคอยใช่ไหม
หนึ่ง